Hello and welcome. This is Amhara Media Corporation and you are watching our Tuesday update live from Bahar Dar, Ethiopia, and I am Soto. Stay with us. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, accompanied by their delegation, discussed various facets of Italian cooperation and partnership. Let's get more from Ababa Burhane.
Prime Minister Abiy and his delegation are in Italy for a working visit. Prime Minister Abiy was welcomed officially by Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni at Palazzo Chigi yesterday. During a working lunch, the two prime ministers, accompanied by their delegations, discussed various facets of Ethio-Italian cooperation and partnership. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni also signed the Ethiopian-Italian Cooperation Framework 2023 to 2025 agreement, which contains a financial commitment amounting to 180 million euros. The financial commitment of both soft loans and grants will be applied towards key activities within the scope of economic development and job creation within the agriculture and industry sectors and basic services delivery in health and education. The two prime ministers concluded their engagement in a joint press statement by expressing renewed commitment to strengthened partnerships. Prime Minister Abiy said he had productive meeting with Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. The Premier added they discussed the multifaceted ties and cooperation between the two countries. The signing of a cooperation framework agreement, which includes 180 million euros in grants and soft loans, is essential to forging ahead with activities in their homegrown economic reform program and their 10-year perspective development plan.
Foreign Relations and Peace Affairs Standing Committee of the House of People's Representatives has commended the activities carried out by the National Defense Force of Ethiopia to successfully prevent the country from any internal and external threats. Let's get more from Burhan Wargana.
Defense State Minister Marta Luigi has presented the 6 months performance report of the ministry to the Foreign Relations and Peace Affairs Standing Committee of the House of People's Representatives. During the occasion, Chairperson of the Standing Committee, Dimanago, said, "The Defense Force is a vanguard of our nation and people under any situation and circumstances." He added, "The Army has played an important role in preventing a very complex threat posed against Ethiopia over the past 6 months, and the works done in the development areas have also been excellent." He said the Defense Force has also contributed a lot for the peace agreement signed between the federal government and TPLF, in addition to thwarting the attempts made by some internal and external forces to destabilize the country. Guided by the Constitution, equipped with scientific, military and academic training, coupled with strict disciplinary principles, the Defense Force has become the guarantee of the nation and the people. The chairperson further urged the ministry to sustain and strengthen the remarkable achievements obtained over the past 6 months. The Standing Committee also stressed the need to continue the ongoing reforms with a view to further strengthen the National Defense Force of the country with the present-day military technologies and qualified personnel. Defense State Minister Marta Luigi briefed the Standing Committee about the reform works the ministry has been undertaking to strengthen the capacity of the Army. She pointed out that various activities have been exerted to ensure the security and sovereignty of the country by building a strong military. In particular, maximum efforts are underway in the development of human resources and technology to protect the sovereignty and security of the country by equipping them with the world-based military technologies and knowledge. The ministry has achieved 93% of its target during the 6 months of its performance. It was learned.
According to Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the permanent representative of Ethiopia to the African Union and UNICA, Ambassador Ayera Lire, presented his letter of credential on February 6 to Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Musa Faki Mohammed, Secretary General of the United Nations. So let's get more from the report. The discussion between the two sides covered a range of topics, including Ethiopia's role in the African Union, the ongoing preparations for the 36th African Union Summit, and other issues of mutual concern. It said that after conveying President Sahle-Work and Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's message to the African Union chairperson, Ambassador Ayala expressed gratitude to the chairperson for the unwavering support and solidarity shown to maintain Ethiopia's sovereignty, territorial integrity, and unity during the conflict in the northern part of the country. He also briefed the chairperson on the implementation of the Pretoria peace deal, which demonstrated the Union's resolveness and the fruits of a debt, African solutions to African problems. The two sides also discussed the substantial preparations Ethiopia has been undertaking in order to successfully host the upcoming African Union Summit. The African Union chairperson congratulated Ambassador Ayala on his appointment and complimented Ethiopia's critical contributions to Pan-Africanism values, as well as the country's support for continental peace and security in the fight against extremism. On the other hand, the chairperson briefed the ambassador on the Union's ongoing reforms, which are intended to give Africans a proper place in the international arena. He finally appreciated Ethiopia's unconditional support for the African Union and commended Ethiopia's leadership. Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, called for a strong partnership to put an end to female genital mutilation once and for all. Let's get more from Ababa Brhane.
The Secretary General made the remark in his message he delivered yesterday in connection with the International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation. He said in his message that female genital mutilation is an abhorrent violation of fundamental human rights that causes lifelong damage to the physical and mental health of women and girls, noting that it is one of the most vicious manifestations of the patriarchy that permeates the world. Some 4.2 million girls are at risk of being subjected to this act of gender-based violence during 2023 alone. He mentioned stressing the need for urgent investment and action to reach the Sustainable Development Goals target of eliminating female genital mutilation by 2023. He stated that female genital mutilation is rooted in the same gender inequalities and complex social norms that limit women's participation and leadership and restrict their access to education and employment. This discrimination damages the whole of society and all need urgent action by the whole of the society to end it. He added that on the International Day of Zero Tolerance to Female Genital Mutilation, he calls all to be committed to social change and collaborate to put an end to female genital mutilation once and for all. Moreover, he stated that men and boys, brothers, fathers, health workers, teachers, and traditional leaders can be powerful allies in challenging and ending this scourge, as this year's theme makes clear. He called on men and boys everywhere to join him in speaking out and stepping forward to end female genital mutilation for the benefit of all. The International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation, observed annually on 6 February, provides an opportunity for all stakeholders involved in ending female genital mutilation to celebrate achievements, advocate for abandonment of the practice, and raise awareness.
Ethio Telecom launched EthioTel Innovation Programs that will benefit 250 technology startups. Burhan Wargana will give us the detail.
Launching the program, Ethio Telecom Chief Executive Officer Frehiyot Tamru said the program will have paramount national significance in empowering and supporting solution-oriented technologies. This is unique and golden opportunity for startups, she said, and added that it will also accelerate the country's aspiration of realizing digital Ethiopia. According to the Chief Executive Officer, network coverage, digital literacy, device availability and affordability, relevant local contents, usage affordability, and consumer readiness are among the key enablers. The program will have 3 phases focusing on 100 startups that leverage cloud and financial service capability, expanding to 150 startups working on digital content and solutions, and establishing Ethio Telecom Tech Hub Research and Development Center, mentioning that the innovation program will contribute a lot to national economy and job creation. Frehiyot stressed the need of collaboration among pertinent stakeholders for the program to bear the desired fruit. Huawei Deputy Chief Executive Officer Michael Liu said on his part, Ethiopian users will enjoy digital infrastructure to accelerate digital economy. He added that the program will support the digital transformation of Ethiopia while boosting digital eco-environment. Liu noted that the innovation program will give all companies a chance to embrace digital era. Digital economy is a long journey which requires a rich ecosystem environment, the Deputy Chief Executive Officer said. Adding, with the innovation program, they will give for all Ethiopian startups commit to participate in digital Ethiopia development. Ethio Telecom launched the innovation program in collaboration with Huawei.
Proceeding to news beyond borders, first, until the time of retrieval, about 5,000 people has been killed and thousands injured after the earthquake hit 10 southern provinces of Turkey. Turkey has experienced the biggest disaster since the 1939 Erikson earthquake. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said, referring to a strong earthquake that hit southern provinces, claiming the lives of people. Erdogan said Monday in the capital Ankara that the night before at 4:17 they were shaken by the biggest disaster since 1939 Erdogan earthquake and they underwent in the last century. Erdogan's remarks came after a 7.8 magnitude quake struck and was centered in the Paskarik district in Turkey's southern province of Kahramanmaraş, Gaziantep, Sanaliurfa, Diyarbakir, Adana, Adıyaman, Malatya, Osmaniye, Hatay, and Kilis provinces are heavily affected by the quake. Ghana international footballer Christian Atsu has reportedly been trapped under rubble after a 7.8 magnitude earthquake hit Turkey and Syria on Monday. The 31-year-old, who previously had spells with Newcastle United, Everton and Porto, has been playing for Hatayspor in the Turkish Super League since joining the club last September. Atsu was the hero for the Star of the South on Sunday, coming off the substitutes bench to score 97th minute goal in 1-0 win over Kasimpasa, Newcastle United, where Atsu spent 5 years. Tweeted on Monday, praying for some positive news. Atsu was named player of the tournament when Ghana came second at the 2015 Africa Cup of Nations tournament in Equatorial Guinea. Other footballers and athletes have been affected by the upheaval after the massive aftershock with a magnitude of 7.8 hit Turkey's south hours after the original quake. Hatayspor Mangur Volkan Demir's wife shared a tearful message. The most devastating earthquake of 7.8 magnitude hit Turkey and Syria, resulting in the deaths of more than 5,000 with a likely increase in casualties. And regarding the incident, people living there shared their feelings, and we have more Domuliye for the detail.
A woman named Erdem said they were shaken at least 3 times very strongly, like a baby in a crib. Erdem said that people went to their cars to escape the damaged buildings. She imagines not a single person in Gaziantep is in their homes now. More than 130 miles west, in Adana, Aslan was convinced her and her family would die when the quake shook their 5th-floor apartment. She said that she has never seen anything like this in her life. They swayed for close to 1 minute. She said to herself that there is an earthquake and should die together in the same place. It was the only thing that crossed her mind. When the quake paused, Aslan fled outside. She couldn't take anything. She is standing outside in slippers to find that 4 buildings surrounding her own had collapsed. In Diyarbakir, 300 miles east, people rushed into the streets to help rescuers. There was screaming everywhere, one 30-year-old man told the Reuters news agency. Elsewhere in the city, Muhtin Uraksi said 7 members of their family were buried in the rubble. He told the Agence France Presse news agency his sister and her 3 children, and also her husband, her father-in-law, and her mother-in-law are buried.
We have received several offers of international aid for our country. Offers of assistance from 45 countries, including NATO and the European Union, have reached us.
In Syria, a large number of buildings collapsed in Aleppo, around a 2-hour drive from the epicenter. Health Director Ziad Taha said wounded people were arriving in waves following the disaster. Ozgul Konaki, a 25-year-old who lives in Malatya, Turkey, said the aftershocks and freezing weather made things worse. As a second earthquake occurred at 10:25 GMT, a camera operator for Turkish news channel could be seen running from a collapsing building in Malatya as screaming was heard in the background. Ismail Abdullah, a rescuer from Syrian humanitarian group White Helmets, has been working in Sarnada near the border with Turkey, rescuing survivors.
Many families now are under the rubble. Our team's trying to save them. It's a very difficult task for us. We need help. We need the international community to do something.
This is Amhara Media Corporation and you are watching our Tuesday update live from Bahar Dar, Ethiopia. And now let's see the foreign exchange rate of the day. This is all we got for today. I am Fukrati Zodu and you are watching our daily news live from Bahar Dar, Ethiopia. Goodbye and have a nice time.